Good evening, and welcome to Poké Doll News.
Hi.
Hi, I'm your host, Emmy, and this is my beautiful co-host, Savvy. And today, we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff that's coming up in the world of Pokemon. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, June is shaping up to be an awesome, really eventful month for Pokemon. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Well, so we just finished up a few things for May that are sort of starting to ramp up into June. Like we just finished the International May Challenge, the International Challenge 2020 May edition, if you will. All the international challenges just are called international challenges, but there's like been several of them. But
What is that? Is that for the video game?
yeah, for the video game.
Mm.
So it's a big tournament, and in each of the tournaments, you gain points to enter into Worlds, which is like the legit official Pokemon competition.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's being held in England, but we'll see how that goes. Cause
I don't think anything's being held.
yeah, England's not doing so hot right now, is it? But aside from that, it's still ramping up. The competition just ended this weekend that we just passed.
So we should probably expect the event to be delayed, most likely.
The event for the tournament will probably be at the same date.
How
How do they make sure that the Pokemon are not hacked or fake?
There is some checking that gets done when you register your team, but it's nothing outside of what the game already checks for. So
Okay.
there's a lot of controversy around that actually. There's a lot of definitely hacked Pokemon
Yeah.
in the current tournament, like teams of full shiny 6IV Pokemon.
At the end of the day, I think most people are training their Pokemon to be 6IV perfect Pokemon, whether they're fake or real. So it's really just what you do with them.
Yeah, honestly, they've made the entry into that level of play a lot easier, which I really like. Because that way it doesn't really matter if people are hacking or not, because you can just make a team of legit 6IV shiny Pokemon if you want to, with a lot less time investment.
It's all just about the skills that you put into the battle.
Yeah. But the interesting thing about this tournament, all the entrants, if you played at least one battle in this tournament, you get an Ultra Ball Guy shirt in the game.
There's an Ultra Ball guy? I thought that was just the Pokeball guy.
Yeah, well, so yeah, there's Pokeball Guy, right? But in game, there's Pokeball Guy shirt, Great Ball Guy shirt, and Ultra Ball Guy shirt.
I want to see them all in the same room.
Yeah. There was a data mine a long time ago with all of the data mine outfits from the original release of the game, and we're out of them now. We're done. So there's no more outfits. But in June, with the Isle of Armor DLC, there's going to be more outfits that come out.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that this would be like the last currently in-game clothing item that's available. So, given that, I don't think that there will be any other competitions until at least after the DLC comes in. And then leading into the DLC, there's some. We don't have a date for the DLC yet.
Really?
We actually don't have a solid date, but they have announced that it'll be near the end of June.
So not too long from now.
Not too long from now. But there are some hints as to what the date might be. So we actually have some mystery gift events coming out.
Ooh.
Yeah. They're doing week-by-week mystery gift events. And currently, the week that we're currently filming this, they have a Galarian Mr. Mime with his hidden ability. So my friend Rob is very excited about that. And then next week, they're doing Galarian Ponyta. And then the week after that, they're doing Galarian Corsola. And then the week after that, they're doing Galarian Meowth. Now, the thing is, they have start and end dates for all of those except for Meowth. Meowth's end date is left without an end date right now.
Isn't the Meowth going to be like the Dynamax Meowth?
There is also a raid event for Dynamax Meowth. It's actually Gigantamax Meowth.
Long cat.
So, the raid events have been going on for a couple weeks now. We had Gigantamax Pikachu, which was previously an exclusive to people who bought Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. And now, last week, we had Gigantamax Eevee, which... Gigantamax Eevee, which was previously exclusive to Let's Go Eevee. But now, just starting today, May 25th is the day we're filming this, we have Gigantamax Meowth, and that goes until June 2nd. But there's still one unreleased Gigantamax Pokemon that's in the game. So it's actually Gigantamax Melmetal. So if I had to guess, between the raid event for Meowth, because they pretty much don't have a gap in between, they're always doing at least one raid event. So between Gigantamax Meowth and the DLC, my theory is they'll do Gigantamax Melmetal. Mm-hmm. So given the Mystery Gift events are lasting a week each, Meowth, which starts June 12th, should in theory end June 19th. We don't know, but June 19th is closer to the end of May. It's after the date that E3 would have been before all of this stuff started happening, and E3 is now cancelled, but that probably would have been a big announcement at E3. So my theory is that it's going to be the week of June 19th that the DLC launches. I don't know when, but I think that's when it will happen.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Official Pokemon news aside, we have some unofficial Pokemon news that's exciting and happening recently too. Yeah. Recently, we've seen the leaks of several older Pokemon games.
I couldn't hold back that yawn.
That's okay. So, 4chan, the wonderful,
the cesspool of the internet
place that is 4chan. Obviously, a lot of interesting activity there. And so, yeah, recently the leaks of the source code of Gen 2. So we have a lot of beta files, as well as an official Game Boy emulator that Nintendo built. Right. And the Gen 3 source leak. So Gen 3's source code, unfortunately not too many of the older beta files were in Gen 2. Home confirmed. And as of speaking on this video, Gen 4's source leak as well. Although not too much has been digging up from the Gen 4 source leak. And I could say the same about the Gen 3 source leak. There's some older files in there. There's an old version of Red's sprite from Fire Red Leaf Green.
Fire Emblem?
From Fire Emblem Pokemon. Can they have a Fire Emblem Pokemon crossover game? Because that would be amazing.
That would be really cool.
Oh my god.
I'd buy that.
Yeah.
I would buy that, seriously. Oh my gosh, that sounds really fun. Tactics with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, they actually did have a game kind of like that called Pokemon Conquest.
Yeah, with the Samurai Warriors.
Which was a great game. I don't know why people don't talk about that game.
I haven't played it yet.
It's so fun. You should play it. Okay. Really, really exciting. And I feel like... Aw, sleepy.
Sorry, I can't hold back the yawns.
That's okay. So I really hope that nobody gets in trouble for the leaks of these files. Honestly, it's 100%. It's very confidential information. I get it. You want to protect your intellectual property. You want to protect the staff, potentially.
They're so interesting, though.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and the reason it's not like it's hurting the Pokemon Company for this information to be out. Like,
Baby Meow.
yeah, there's little baby Meow. There's a whole bunch of little sprites from, especially the Gen 2 sprites are just so really interesting to
Yeah,
look
there's
at.
like Pokemon that you don't see in way later until like Gen 5.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What was your favorite beta sprite that we saw?
Definitely I really enjoyed Baby Meowth.
Yeah.
Because there were actually a lot of cat like Pokemon. There were like Pokemon that had like Lucky Cat kind of things going on.
Mm-hmm.
But they seemed too similar to Meowth, so maybe that's why they were pulled.
Maybe, but I mean, I feel like we could really use the variety now. Like here we are in Gen 8.
We need more
and
cat Pokemon.
Need more cats.
Need more cat Pokemon.
Well, I think a lot of those designs might show up at some point. Like usually they reuse some of those designs. Like we saw during Gen 3's development. I don't know if you know this, but Blaziken and Latios used to be the same Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then they split them up into those, I guess, 3 Pokemon.
How does that work? Latios and Fire Chicken.
Yeah, I'll show you. The internet calls it Blatican, or something like that. I will correct whatever the actual name of it is on the screen. But really funny. Actually, I should show you. Let's take a look. Yeah. So, what do you think of Latican?
Really surprising. Definitely didn't expect those 2 Pokemon to have at one point been the same.
Yeah, but they do that a lot. They actually will take an idea and then kind of slightly modify it or rework it and recycle it into whatever else they need.
I think we should do a yawn count.
A yawn count? Okay. Next, I have some news that you might be interested in, and I guess probably a lot of our viewers, because it has to do with the card game. Yeah. Okay. So you know what else is happening in June?
Go on.
Yeah, go. Oh, I've got your interest now. So, you know the card game?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you know how I said that a lot of things are happening in June for Pokemon. Well, it looks like the latest Sword and Shield expansion is happening June 5th in Japan, called Mugen Zone. Yeah, cool. Mugen Zone featuring a whole bunch of new VMAX Pokemon. So let's take a look at a really cool trailer that they released for it.
Okay. So cool. It reminds me of like a Kirby boss, or like Crazy Hand and Master Hand from Smash Bros.
Where it's like way too scary to be like really part of the game, but
Kind of terrifying.
yeah.
I really like the new VMAX cards such as Salamence and Houndoom and Scizor.
Yeah.
At first I didn't like the V cards, but they've really grown on me.
Yeah, they're really nice because they're like full art and they're nice and shiny. And
Yeah, they're nice. Oh, the texturing. So good.
now, I think one thing that's really always bugged me about the current Sword and Shield set, and hopefully maybe maybe we'll see some action as a result of this, but like you said, you like Salamence, you like Houndoom. Those Pokemon are currently not available in Galar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But with the release of Isle of Armor, some new Pokemon may reappear.
That'd be nice if after a while they just slowly add more Pokemon to the Pokedex, and then maybe I'll actually play the game.
Well, yeah, that is definitely the plan. Is with the release of Isle of Armor, there'll be an expansion of the Pokedex. You know, they've already announced like some Pokemon that will be coming for it. So, Salamence is a highly requested Pokemon because it's popular in competitive play and people just like dragons.
I'm not a huge fan these days of games being released and then being completed over a couple years, over like different patches and things being added to the game. It just feels like they're giving you an incomplete game and completing the game over a series of time. But at the same time, I do feel like it's a good thing differently because like you get to experience the game while they still have time to finish it. They don't have to make you wait, I guess. It's a bad and good.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a mixed bag because in some ways it feels like you're kind of getting gypped, but I think that in some cases, if they do it properly, it adds a little bit of life to the game. Like, I think Splatoon 2 probably wouldn't have had as large a player base and as long of a playtime as it did if they didn't do like the Splatfests and releasing different weapons.
Yeah, it keeps people coming back,
Yeah.
but if you give people a bad impression the first time they play the game, such as with me, I might not play the expansion at all. And many people I feel are in the same boat. They've already lost their trust for the game, and they may not actually buy the expansion to give another try at all.
Now, let me present an unpopular opinion about that.
Okay.
Okay, so, wait, before I do, let's go to Dunsparce for the weather.
Oh, alright.
Dunsparce, how's the weather out there? Thanks, Dunsparce.
Thanks, Dunsparce.
Okay, so here's my unpopular opinion. In the history of Pokemon, this whole Dex cut thing has always been a thing. Always. Ever since, let's say we're playing Gen 5. Okay, Gen 5 games, more than half of the Pokemon were inaccessible. They had a very limited regional dex.
What gen is Gen 5?
Oh, Unova. So, Black and White. So Black and White basically had only the Pokemon from Unova available at the beginning.
Oh.
Yeah, they had literally none of the previous Pokemon available at the beginning. And then in post-game, there was a few more available, but you couldn't catch every single Pokemon in Gen 5. And to get any other Pokemon, like their data is in the game, but to get any other Pokemon, what you had to do was use the, basically transfer them from previous games. So.
But that's not lazy programming. That's
right.
Something completely different.
But it's still locked behind a paywall. You had to pay $40 for this game. If you wanted to get Rayquaza, you had to go out and you had to buy a copy of Emerald, and then you had to transfer Rayquaza to Gen 5. So, is it better or worse? In my opinion, I actually don't mind the Dex cut at all because it actually prevents that. It actually... Right.
You know what?
What?
Savannah for Pokemon Ultimate. Savannah for Pokemon Ultimate 2022. 2025.
What's Pokemon Ultimate?
It's like Smash Bros. Ultimate. Everybody's here.
Okay, alright. So do you propose that every single Pokemon from the National Dex should be in a game?
Yes. That's Pokemon Ultimate.
I think that, while it's not impossible to accomplish...
That's why I'm giving them so much time.
That's why you gave them an extra year.
2025... 2027.
2027.
Is that generous, do you think?
I think that's too generous.
Well, they make a new Pokemon game every... how many years?
Depends.
7 years not enough?
7 years is too long. Okay, let me be realistic. They absolutely could have put every single Pokemon in this generation easily. All the models are there. They reused the animations. This has been proven. I think that they didn't do it on purpose for balance reasons.
I think they didn't do it on purpose because they wanted to stir up controversy on /VP.
Controversy. I mean, controversy does tend to generate buzz, doesn't it? But I think that the negative backlash was
Bashlack.
Yeah, the
That's
negative.
the new Pokemon.
That's the new Pokemon. Yeah, Bashlack.
Bashlack.
All right, Bashlack. I like it. But I think that the negative controversy was not really what they were aiming for. They got with the Dex cut situation. Anyhow, personally, I'm a fan of the Dex cut because balance reasons, because it gives them something to do for the next game. I think that it's fine. I mean, I miss Dunsparce. Dunsparce is not in Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
But I always am a big fan of being able to.
The best Pokemon games are the games that they add a new evolution.
Well, they kind of added Gigantamax EV.
It doesn't count. Gigantamax is the stupidest gimmick.
Yeah.
Controversial opinion. Gigantamax is stupid. And you're stupid if you like it.
Wow. Well, you don't play the main games. But it's, in my opinion, it's better than Megas, and it's better than Z moves. It's like they combined the two.
I'm gonna get canceled now.
You're gonna get canceled? No, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Megas were cool, and they should have sticked with Megas.
I think Megas were cool, but the concept wasn't executed properly. Like, in my opinion, Megas were all about giving underused Pokemon some utility, right? So Kangaskhan, nobody used Kangaskhan before, but Mega Kangaskhan?
You can't introduce something like Mega Charizard Y or X, the black one, and be like, look at this cool thing. Never mind. Like Mega Mewtwo Y, the cute one. Bye, I guess. See you never again. Like, why would you introduce? They're basically different. They're different, and now they're just gone. Unless you go back and play X and Y, I guess.
Yeah, and I think...
No, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. This is my show now. And I say Megas are superior to Dynamax, or whatever the heck it's called.
Dynamax and Gigantamax. And...
Get off my show. It's my show.
Okay, bye. Either way, I'm looking forward to the Isle of Armor DLC because I'm really excited to see what new Pokemon they introduce and if they do introduce other mechanics. Megas aren't coming back, sorry guys. But I'm okay with that.
I don't expect them to come back ever.
Personally, Gigantamax is where it's at right now.
Yes, make the Pokemon big.
Well, it's kind of like Totems. Totems were pretty cool.
I guess, but it's like Paper Mario, you know what I mean? It's Gimmick Chew.
Well, each generation is going to have its gimmicks. It's like a card game format, right? You have certain cards that enter legitimate play. You have certain cards that leave legitimate play because they're not balanced anymore. Landorus T. And that's just how it should be. I think for a balanced game like Pokemon, you need to be able to remove things.
How did we get another yawn in there?
Well, I think that's just about all of the things that I wanted to talk about. But thanks for joining me. It turned into like kind of a podcast or something.
Yeah, this feels more like a podcast than a news show.
I made a big news intro, but this was kind of fun.
Yeah, the Poké podcast.
I'm still calling it Pokédon News. I don't care what anybody says. I put a lot of work into that intro.
Oh, well, alright.
Alright.
Wouldn't it be fun to do like a Nintendo cast?
Yeah, I think that would be fun. Let's do that next time.
Anyway. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.